What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Football Logic. This is going to be another Through the NFL episode following free agency. Free agency has always been a hot button topic in the NFL because big name players can go to big or small places. For example, recently, Chicago let go Matt Forte, their amazing running back, dual threat. He had several, I can't say several, a lot of teams, including one, my Green Bay Packers, and two, New England Patriots. I feel the New England Patriots could have used him. Same with Green Bay, but it'd be hard because we have Lacey and Starks. But he went to New York. Now the Giants, the Jets. Why? I don't know. That'll be a different talk for a different time. But this free agency episode will cover two teams, two of my teams. Green Bay, of course, and the Cleveland Browns. Not many people know I am a hidden Cleveland Browns fan. I shouldn't say hidden. I've always liked them, just not as much as Green Bay. My dream is to play for both teams, but I would love to be on Green Bay. I will start with Cleveland. Let's start from, I have two lists up here, so if you see my eyes going up a lot, it's not because I'm ignoring the camera here or I'm being distracted. There's players I don't know about on both teams. Less on Green Bay. I know a lot of names on Green Bay. A lot more on Cleveland. So if I tell you, I don't know this player, I truly don't. I'm an NFL freak. I know a lot of players. So let's start with Tank Carter. You got to be a great guy to be, first name Tank. He's been in the NFL for 4 years, re-signed with Cleveland as an inside linebacker. If you get re-signed, you did a great job, regardless of a backup or a starter. So at an inside linebacker position, I'm guessing Carlos Dansby is still with the team. That's a great move. You always want a player backing up a starter like that. Now, arrivals. They did gain two players. One, Elvin Bailey, offensive tackle, signed from Seattle to Cleveland. An offensive tackle. Now, without knowing who the starting quarterback is and an offensive lineman is tough. But I think this offensive lineman is up to it. He's been in the league for 3 years on such a high-tempo offense like Seattle, protecting the Russell Wilson out of Wisconsin. Hoping he'll have a great year. We'll see. Then a Justin Tuggle, an outside linebacker, 3 seasons with Houston. That's a tough one. Houston is stacked defensively. Brian Cushing in the middle. You have, I can't think of his name, but we got J.J. Watt, Wisconsin player. Anywhere on the defensive line, he can play anywhere. You have Vince Wilfork on the line. You have all these players. I know I missed one. I can't think of his name right now. I don't know why I'm drawing a video blank. But everyone knows what I'm talking about. Having a player like him on the outside, I think we still have Paul Kruger on the outside. He plays mainly in the dirt, so it'll be good having him behind Paul Kruger. Now, they did lose 4 players. Travis Benjamin, 4th season wide receiver. Last year, he blew up. He was the Josh Gordon. He had a Josh Gordon season, minus it getting banned or suspended for an entire season. I was hoping to see him play another season. Sadly, Cleveland lost him to San Diego. That is a great target for, a terrible loss for Cleveland, a great pickup for Phillip Rivers. I always need those weapons on the outside. Tashawn Gibson, free safety, 4 seasons, left to Jacksonville. A great safety coming off another career. I don't know why they got rid of him. Of course, cap salary being a big issue, but they were a bottom 10 team. Bottom 10 teams generally get more cap. Alex Mack, he wanted to void his contract. His new team is Atlanta. I don't disagree, but yet I don't agree with this pickup by Atlanta or Alex's Mack decision going there. He could have done a lot better with the team. Even though Atlanta did have that, an amazing season, 3 years ago, but just fell off. Then Mitchell Schwartz, a tackle, signed. He was 3 years, signed with Kansas City. I don't know much about this guy at a tackle position, but should get the job done down in Kansas City. Now, there are 4 unsigned players. One of these you're going to know very well. I know already this story. I'll save his name for last. Don Jones, defensive back. 3 seasons. With Cleveland being so short in the defensive back facility, they need to sign as many defensive backs as they can, as long as free safeties, strong safeties, corners. They need to do this. Don Jones would be a good save for these guys. Terrell Pryor, the wide receiver quarterback phenomenon. 4 years with Cleveland. I say re-sign him. You lost Travis Benjamin. You don't know who your starting quarterback is. This kid can do both. I say give him the chance he deserves. He proves he is the Browns cut him, waited a couple days, couple weeks, then signed him again. There's a reason they signed him. Then Craig Robinson, inside linebacker. Again, you want a inside linebacker on that, next to Carlos Dansby. He's the guy. He honestly has 4 seasons with the Browns. Good pickup, good keep him. His name everybody knows. 2 seasons with the Cleveland Browns, wearing number 2, Johnny Manziel. He's a video in all himself, and I will make one. He was recently cut. He's unsigned free agent still, though. He will remain, I believe, unsigned through his career with the NFL. I don't see a team taking that risk and picking him up. He's still a kid. In his mind, he's not done partying. Won the Heisman his freshman year. Played 1 more year and then departed. Left too early. He is all over the news as far as NFL Network. He can't stop partying. The Cleveland gave him his chance. The NFL has given him his chance. He won't stop. I believe he's ended his career in Cleveland and possibly the NFL. Then again, the NFL has had way worse players. So we're closing on Cleveland with those picks, those pickups. Green Bay, though, has a lot bigger list. They re-signed Nick Perry, number 53, outside linebacker. 4 seasons with Green Bay. I like to keep him. He played well with Peppers and Clay Matthews, playing exceptionally well. Even though the move of Clay Matthews on the inside gave pressure still on the outside with Nick Perry. He is just a killer on the outside. Sadly, on departures list, we lost Scott Tolzien, a Wisconsin project. Quarterback, 5 years with Green Bay, now on Indy. Indy lost Matt Hasselbeck, was the oldest quarterback next to Peyton Manning. That was some papers I got that fell. Losing him is a big, I think, loss to us. I'm not sure if Matt Flynn is still on the team. I don't believe so. But yeah, we have Brent Hartley. So we're good at the backup, but I liked him as much to keep him. Unsigned, 6, 7, 8, 9. It looks like we have 9 unsigned free agents. I will go down this list. Don Barclay, tackle, 4 years, Green Bay, undetermined. He's been an up and down player. I liked him, and then I hated him as a tackle. I would like to see what they could do with him for 1 more year, see if he can be that tackle that protects Rodgers at all times. He did have some injuries, I do believe, so we'll see. I don't think they'll be signing him, though. The Troy Guion. I heard that they signed him, but my lists are off NFL.com. It says no. He's played 8 seasons and is in Green Bay. I say keep him. He is a defensive end, but you can move him to nose tackle, and he can wreck the middle. He is a solid defensive lineman. I say keep him. That's all I got for him. Even though he did have that big, bust with, I think it was marijuana. I don't remember. It was spending some time in jail. Casey Hayward, cornerback, 4 years, Green Bay. I want to keep this guy. Losing Charles Woodson was a big loss to us, and our pass game is not where it needs to be. Teams can pass on Green Bay very well now. Before we were a team that could stop the pass, couldn't stop the run. Now we can stop the run, can't stop the pass. Can't find a solid equal. As Green Bay, you want to sign all these defensive backs that are skilled, that are veterans. 4 years to me are veterans, of course. So, because I see Green Bay picking up another defensive back in the draft and using these veterans, even if they're 1 year vets, teaching these kids how to play the game the way the NFL plays. Now, one of my favorite weapons, James Jones, wide receiver, 9 seasons. One of them, many of them with Green Bay. I saw his, great performance this season, but then again, I saw a decline in his physicality. He's not as fast as he used to be, but his legs are like tree trunks now. He is probably single-handedly the strongest receiver in the NFL. His fight, his drive to get that touchdown, to get that extra 3 yards, 1 yard, is amazing. Making the catches. I remember when Green Bay drafted this kid. He's not even kidding now. He's the man. Drafted this guy. Watching him play, going, man, why did Green Bay keep this guy? He sucks. Yeah, he made a few catches in the Super Bowl, but he also dropped a few that could have made that game a blowout. I think we need to re-sign him. Just to add some depth at the receiver position. Yeah, Jeff Janis stepped out. Abbrederis stepped out. With the injury to Jordy Nelson, Cobb stepped up as our number 1. But we never really had no number 2 because of how slow James Jones was. I would like to see him improve his speed and sign with Green Bay again. Now, here's my guy, John Kuhn. I have a signed picture of him up on my wall. One of my favorite fullbacks next to Vontae Leach. This guy just, you can hear the stadium, Lambeau Field erupt, yelling his name, Kuhn. Only person I see them do that, another team do that for is Heath Miller when they yell Miller at Pittsburgh. Kuhn also spent some time in Pittsburgh. He has 2 Super Bowl rings on a practice squad with Pittsburgh and on the field with Green Bay. 10 seasons in the NFL. He's old. I think he's got four more years with Green Bay if they sign him. He is a solid, strong fullback. I have never seen a fullback like that next to Vontae Leach. And I would say Vontae Leach is about it. Mike Neal, outside linebacker, 6 seasons, Green Bay. I want to see all these free agents get signed, but some of these need to go. Mike Neal, I want to see. He didn't produce like Nick Perry did, but then again, he wasn't the worst. I want to see him signed. I want to see him produce. Keep the defense the way we kept it this year. This year was great, minus some big plays on defensively, especially against Arizona. But I think he's improving. He's improved every year I've watched him. Now, B.J. Raji, nose tackle, 7 seasons, all with Green Bay. He's a tough one. He's up in the air. Pro cons. He's been with the organization for a long time, and he is a hard player. Everyone remembers, that interception he got off of Caleb Haney in the wild card game in the conference game against Chicago. It's a close call to win if he knocked it out or whatever, but Green Bay still got on top of it, was a touchdown. And having such a big body in the middle to stop up the gut runs. But then again, he hasn't produced. Last season, hurt all year with a torn bicep. I was at the game he tore his bicep at. My first NFL game ever. But I think we can handle losing him. Switching some players around, I think we can lose him. Do I want to say that? No. But I think it's what's going to happen. Sean Richardson. He's kind of an unnamed around Green Bay. But I pause a lot because I'm thinking about what I want to say because I don't script these. I do it on the dot what I'm thinking. I want to see him signed. He's a corner. 4 years with Green Bay. I think he could do great things remaining in Green Bay from here on out. Will he remain a Packer? If they sign him now, will they remain in 3-4 years from now? I don't think so, but I would like to see him stay. Now, James Starks. He had a fumble problem. He has a fumble problem. But what great running backs don't? I say he's not great, I'm just saying great. Adrian Peterson, probably one of the greatest running backs to ever play the game, has a fumbling issue. But they don't talk about it because it's AP. No one talks bad about AP. James Starks has a fumbling issue. He's not a great running back. He can be replaced. But we have a great duo with Eddie Lacy and James Starks. When Eddie Lacy has a bad game, James Starks has a great game. When James Starks has a bad game, Lacy has a great game. But they are prone to having their bad games. I say sign him up until a 3-year contract, and then cut him. He'll probably be ready to retire by then. It'll be great to see him start his career at Green Bay and end his career at Green Bay. So that is my list. I would like to see what your guys' teams are. Send me on the comments below. Tell me your teams. I will do a video for you guys. It'll be a longer than 16-minute video on my take on these players. Now, those teams will be harder for me because I said I'm a Green Bay Packer and a Cleveland fan. But I will do my best. I would love to hear from the community and from everyone watching my videos and some friends. So I will do also some of my favorite players. So you guys have a great time. I'll see you guys next video.